And that comment actually about the community is a perfect segue into the final talk from our community manager, Michael Hall. And a couple things about Michael Hall that I really admire is that he really puts a lot of attention on our community members at all levels, making sure that there's always somebody answering the questions that he sees in the community forum, in our Slack channel, making sure that he reminds us every day at the company to appreciate our community, making sure that he also reaches out to other communities. So we're super happy that he's on the team, and hopefully you guys have also been lucky enough to interface with him. So we'll have our final presentation from Michael if you're ready.
Yeah, let me get my screen up. How's my audio?
Perfect.
Let's see. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, well, thank you for that intro, Chris. And I just want to add to that I can't do that alone. Anais, our developer advocate, is a huge part of all of the community work that we do. She's really active in the forums, a lot more than I am, helping people out there, writing all kinds of articles. So it's not just me, it's Anais, it's all of the engineers who are interacting with the community every day in all of our different platforms. So we really are a community-focused company, and that's one of the reasons I really enjoy working here. It makes my job a lot easier that way. So I wanted to give an update on how the community is, our health, our growth, and where we are, so that everybody who is perhaps new to the community knows where they can find us and what they can do. To start with, I hope you're all in the community Slack. If you're watching these videos and you're not in there, you should join that. You can go to InfluxData.com/Slack, and that will take you to the login, where you can get an invite if you need one, or go ahead and log in. That's the best place to get to where you can talk to somebody in real time. We've got over 3,500 members who are in the Slack, hundreds of people who are active on there on a daily basis, 56 different channels for the different topics that we have come up. And I'll point to some of those a little bit later, but like this InfluxDays virtual channel that we're all in right now is one of them. So that's really the best and fastest way to get in touch with somebody. And like I said, our engineers, our marketing people, our sales staff, everybody in the company is in this Slack and participates with the community. So you're going to see me there, you'll see Anais there, and you'll see a whole lot of other people. Look for the little InfluxDB icon next to their names. Not everyone has it, but most of them, I think, by now do, because we've been harassing them to put those next to their name. So that'll show you who's staff there, but also our community members also do a lot of support, answering questions, helping out as much as they can. So you'll see a lot of people in there who can help you.
Hey, Michael, I'm sorry to interrupt. There's a white band on your screen on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side.
And I don't think your slides are changing. We're still seeing the first slide.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right. I guess that presenter view wasn't quite working. So this is the slide I was on. So again, here's the URL to join our Slack, and some information on how big that Slack is. In addition to the Slack, if you don't enjoy real-time conversations, I know it's not for everybody, we also have our community forums, which is really, really big. We've got more than 5,900 members who are on the forums. A lot of great questions that have been asked and answered over the years. So there's a good chance that whatever problem you're having, it's been asked in there already, might have an answer. So that's a good place to go to get started when you're looking for support. And again, if you can't find an answer there, you can either create a new post asking it, in which case most likely Anais is going to come along and respond to you there, or you can jump over into the Slack and have that real-time conversation with people. And of course, we are on GitHub. We have, looks like almost 20,000 stars for our main InfluxDB repository right now. We actually have more than 300 different repositories under our organization for both our main projects like InfluxDB and Telegraph and FlexLang, and also a lot of smaller stuff that we're working on. And of course, the new IOX project that Paul just announced yesterday morning. Those are all there. They're all open for you to browse the code, make contributions to it, file issues when you have a problem. We've got more than 2,000 people who have been active in those repositories. Again, making pull requests, filing issues, helping people answer issues on there. That's all at github.com/InfluxData, and you'll see them all there. And some other places that you might not know about, InfluxData.com/blog. We have a lot of articles there written by people who are in InfluxDB, like Anais, who I mentioned, writes a lot of blogs. I think somebody else mentioned that yesterday, just how many she writes. But we also have people from the community who contribute blogs to there. So if you're doing something interesting with InfluxDB or one of our other projects and you want to share it to the broader community, let us know. We're more than happy to put your articles on our blog to help promote them and get them out there. We're also on Twitter, so you can follow us at InfluxDB. We also like to use the #InfluxDB hashtag. And for this event, we're using #InfluxDays also. So please, tweet, share what you're excited about from this conference, what you're excited about, the things that we're working on. Use these hashtags and we'll see them, and that way we can help retweet those and boost the signal on that. Send you some socks sometimes. We also have a Reddit. It's /r/InfluxDB. It's not very active at the moment. If any of you are Redditors and you want to help us grow that community, help us moderate that forums, get in touch with me. Please let me know. I'd really like to see that one become a little bit more active than it is. Right, now I want to talk about some of the community programs that we have. Because we are a software project, a lot of people think that the only way to get involved and contribute is by writing code, but that's really not the case. We have a number of programs that are completely independent of the code around InfluxDB in our projects. The first one I want to highlight, and I think the oldest one that we have, are the Influx Aces. And these are people who are both extremely knowledgeable and experienced about InfluxDB and also willing to share that experience with other people. We are up to, I think, 17 now, Influx Aces. We have regular meetings with them where we get feedback on what they're working on, what they're interested in, what their needs are from InfluxDB. And they get to talk directly to our engineers. We'll bring in a guest so that they can ask questions about specific work that we're doing, or things that they're curious about that we can help answer those questions. So that really gives them a lot of real close interaction with our engineers, in addition to what you can get just randomly in the community when you show up. That's a completely volunteer team, and the team itself runs who's in there and what the agenda is. So it's very driven by our community, and we're here to support them in any way we can. So here's just, I think we've got 2 slides of people who are in the Influx Aces now. Some of these have been with us for years. Some of them, like David MacKay here, just joined the Influx Aces program. Although David used to work for InfluxData up until this past spring. And I guess he likes us so much that he just couldn't stay away. So I think just in the past month, he came back. Somebody nominated him to join the Influx Aces program, and everybody agreed. So he's back with us. We also got Nigel Griffiths, who joined us just recently to be an Influx Ace also. So those are the 2 that have, I think, joined us since the last InfluxDays. We also kicked off the InfluxDB Inventors Program, and this was a way for us to really kind of recognize people who are doing some really interesting things with InfluxDB's technology, kind of pushing the envelope, doing things we hadn't considered possible before. Just to give them that recognition and reward them a little bit. So you'll see some people have special InfluxDB Inventor t-shirts. The only way you can get those is by coming into this program. We started it off with the InfluxDB templates, which was mentioned by Tim Hall earlier today. Anybody who contributes an InfluxDB template right now will join the Inventors Program. We put a cap on that for the first 20 people. I'm not sure where we're at there, but there's still plenty of space for people to come get involved. We've had people get inventor status because of contributions to the Flux language or to Telegraph or InfluxDB overall. So there's a lot of different ways that you can join the program. And one that we're excited to launch right now is around ExecD plugins. So these are something new, relatively new to Telegraph, that lets you extend the Telegraph agent without actually having to get your code into the Telegraph project itself. So things that weren't eligible before because they were too big or had a dependency that we didn't want to put in every instance of Telegraph, now can write these ExecD plugins that are standalone processes that communicate to the Telegraph agent directly. And in fact, Akam, who has a on-demand session, if you haven't watched that already, please go do that. But they are our first group to join the InfluxDB Inventors Program because they have developed an ExecD plugin to integrate their solutions directly with Telegraph. So now you can use that plugin whenever you deploy Telegraph, and that doesn't have to actually be built into the code anymore. So that's an exciting new program. Just like the templates, anybody right now who develops an ExecD plugin and publishes that under an open source license somewhere, we're going to bring into the InfluxDB Inventors Program. You get a shirt, we'll put you up on our website. So that's a great way to join that also. We also do a number of community sessions in addition to these InfluxDays, which have been completely online this year because of the whole COVID-19 pandemic. But we also do monthly community office hours. It's a different topic every month. We take suggestions for topics for what people want to see, and we'll get somebody from InfluxData to join in on that and to talk about that, answer questions, give a presentation, really whatever the community is interested in hearing about from us, we can put into those community office hours. And Paul Dix, our CTO, just announced a new series of talks that he's going to be doing around the InfluxDB IOX project. So I think that is going to also be a monthly set of talks that he will be hosting. The next one of those is going to be December 9th at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, which is, I think, 11:30 Eastern, if I'm right. So that's a good time zone for anybody to come and participate that, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast of the US, or even in Europe. That should work for you. We also host a time series meetups all over the globe. Even though they're hosted by InfluxData, they don't have to be about InfluxDB. They can be about anything time series related. And we'll fund those. We've got the Meetup Pro account that they can use. We will give money for like refreshments and stuff to help the organizers run those, help them find speakers. So we've got 21 of those meetups, like I said, all over the world right now. More than 7,000 members in 10 different countries. You can see that all at meetup.com/pro/InfluxDB. You can also find it on our website. I don't have the link to that there, but if you go to InfluxData.com, under the community section, you will find more information about the time series meetups. Like InfluxDays, because of the whole pandemic thing, all of our meetups have been virtual. We've done, we pivoted as well as anybody could when all of this happens. So they are still happening, even though they're not actually in person right now. But we're really hoping that we will be able to switch back to the in-person meetups next year once all of this kind of calms down. If you want to join the next virtual meetup, that's going to be December 16th. And it's going to be about monitoring your barbecue with InfluxDB. And I'm not sure who's hosting that, but that does sound interesting.
Scott Anderson.
Scott Anderson. All right. I'm going to have to join that one. All right. So I mentioned some different ways to get involved. If you're interested in actually InfluxDB itself, our main project, we do have over 1,600 members who are actively involved in that. The main places to go to get involved are on GitHub. If you go to the InfluxData organization and the InfluxDB repo, You'll see all of the code there. There's also a new UI repo. So as part of the 2.0 release, we've split the UI code out into a separate project so that it can be developed kind of independently of the back end. So if you're into JavaScript and front-end development, you can go to that UI repo and you can get involved there. We've got the forums category for InfluxDB 2. So any questions or problems that you have specifically to InfluxDB 2, you can go to that category and find the answers to those or ask your questions there. You could also join the InfluxDB channel here on Slack and the InfluxDB V2 channel here on Slack if you're specifically using InfluxDB 2. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of channels out there, but these are your best starting places for questions about the database itself. If you're interested in Telegraph, that's another giant project that we've got. It's extremely active. We've got new people coming in literally every single day with new contributions and ways to help. Over 2,000 active members now in the Telegraph project. That's also on GitHub in the Telegraph repo under our main organization. It does have a dedicated category in the forums. It's under the collect category, so not Telegraph specifically, but most of the conversation in there does tend to revolve around Telegraph. And we've got two different channels for that here in the Slack. We've got the #Telegraph channel, which is the main place to go if you have questions about using Telegraph or any of its plugins. If you're having trouble with the agent or anything like that, go to that channel. If you're interested in extending Telegraph, either writing these ExecD plugins that I'd already mentioned or working on any of the built-in plugins or the agent itself, we have this Telegraph dev channel, which is where all the discussions of the actual development take place. And then we've got the Flux language, which is built into InfluxDB, but is developed kind of on its own. It's fairly new. It's got 700 members, active members already in it though. That's again in the GitHub repo under InfluxData/Flux. You'll find all of the code there. It also has a dedicated forum category under FlexLang for asking questions and getting help. And just like Telegraph, it's got two channels. The one #Flux for questions about using it, writing queries. If you have any problems with your queries, that's the channel to use for that. But again, if you're interested in developing the language itself and putting extensions in or extending its capabilities, we do have this Flux dev channel, which is where you can talk to the developers about extending the language. And then finally, the community templates project. This is something that's fairly new, but it's growing pretty fast. We have 60 active members. Templates, as Tim mentioned, are a great way for you to encapsulate the work that you do in InfluxDB, all of your dashboards, all of your queries, all of your Telegraph configurations and variables, and you can package them up into something that you can easily share with other people, and also that you can iteratively improve. So we've got these templates in GitHub right now. Anybody can contribute one of those. You just create a pull request with yours in there, and we'll get it into the repo. And then you or other people can make changes to that to improve it over time. We've had several that have gone through multiple iterations, adding new features that then everybody gets to benefit from. We've got a gallery of these templates on our website. So if you go to the URL here, influxdata.com/products/InfluxDB-templates/gallery, you'll see a nice display of all of those that are available. We also just recently, well, not too recently, but the InfluxDB 2 UI now has a section where you can easily install these templates, and it'll give you information about what you're going to install and give you some options and control over that. And it just makes the whole process super simple. You can go from a brand new install of InfluxDB to having an entire dashboard set up and running with alerts and queries and tasks for downsampling and whatever else you wanted to have in there with really just like the click of a button. So it's a super easy way to get involved too. This really doesn't require coding. Even the queries you can do in the query builder, and it'll just spit out the Flux for you. So if you can, set up a dashboard in InfluxDB, you can create an InfluxDB template. It's super simple. If you're interested in that, we have this templates channel here in the Slack where you can ask questions and we will help walk you through the process of doing that. All right, now the part that I've been looking forward to, and we've kept this kind of a secret. We haven't said anything to most people, but we decided that we wanted to recognize some of our most active, most valuable community people who have been contributing to InfluxDB over the last year. So this InfluxDays, we're doing our first ever community awards, and we're actually going to get these nice little trophies. Of course, every time. We're getting these nice trophies made that'll have everybody's name on it and what award they won. We went to the various teams inside InfluxData to ask them for nominations and to pick the winners for us. So without further ado, our first category is for Telegraph, for outstanding contributions to the Telegraph project. And again, this was something that we sent the list of nominees over to the Telegraph development team to choose the winners of. So this is coming directly from the project source. And the winner of the Telegraph Award is Pavel Zach, who has contributed multiple plugins to us. He was a very eager volunteer to help other Telegraph plugin developers move their plugins through the PR review process. And he is actually one of 3 community members who have just joined a new team we've established to help us maintain and support the entire Telegraph project going forward. So he's one of the people who's going to be making sure that new PRs and new plugins that come in from the community are getting reviewed, are getting fixed up when they need it, and are getting landed into the code base and going out there. So thank you, Pavel, for your contributions to Telegraph and all your volunteer work that you're doing now in the Telegraph developers team. Our next award is for outstanding contributions to the FlexLang project. Like I said, you can extend Flux and you can add new features and functionality to it. Anais covered that, Anais and Faith covered that in their talk earlier. So the winner who has contributed something really, really cool to the Flux project over the last year is Rohan, who was actually one of our interns for a little while. And as part of his internship, he did a hackathon project where he built a Bayesian classifier using nothing but Flux. And after he left InfluxData when his internship ended, he continued working on that project and came back and contributed as a library for Flux. So now anybody can use his Bayesian classifier that he wrote with their own data just by importing that. So Rohan, thank you for that contribution and congratulations there. We also have an InfluxDB award for really more general contributions to the overall project. And the winner of this project actually was nominated for several categories. So I'm glad we had this general one that we could have him in. He's contributed to multiple projects, to Telegraph, to Flux, to InfluxDB itself, just all over our community. So congratulations to Christopher Piggott. You've probably seen him on Slack all over the place. So thank you for your many and varied contributions there, Christopher. And of course, we wanted to recognize people who maybe didn't contribute code, but still made very significant and valuable contributions to the project and the community itself. So we've got this community award category for anybody who's made significant contributions in and to the community in Slack or in Discourse or anywhere else. And we actually have 2 winners of this category. So congratulations to Siam Pathak and Brendan Polk. Siam is also one of our aces. He's written a lot of support material and supports people online all the time around InfluxDB. And Brendan has come in and done a lot of support in Slack, and a lot of people have appreciated that help. So congratulations to both of you. And the last category, we wanted to give our founder and CTO, Paul, the ability to highlight somebody that he thinks has really made a really super valuable contribution to the project over the last year. So this was all up to him. There wasn't a team voting on this or anything. This is, I said it's his choice. And the winner should not surprise anybody because he has been super active and super involved all over the place. And that is our very own Ignacio, who was one of the very first InfluxDB inventors because of the InfluxDB templates that he was writing. And he is still has written the most templates out of anybody, whether they're community or InfluxData staff. So like he's really been owning that project. He's written several blog posts for us about the work that he's done in English and in Spanish. And he also joined the Influx Aces program a little while ago. So big thanks and congratulations to Ignacio on that. We will be getting with all of our winners to get you your trophy out in the mail just as soon as we can. So that's it. Thank you again to our community awards winners. Thank you to everybody who's been active in our community, helping us out, supporting us, writing content, promoting us everywhere. We really appreciate everything that you do. You really, you inspire us, you motivate us, you really make it worth doing what we do, building the best open source time series database that there is. So thank you, all of you, and I look forward to continuing to work with you all in the community.